Hello everyone. Welcome to Textbox. This is the Advanced Java Session 3. My name is Anush Kumar, Java trainer, 5 plus years of IT experience. So in this session, our agenda will be, we will see what are the different Java annotation, what is Java annotation, then what is string, how we will handle the string, what are the string builder, string buffer, and what is the string constant flow. This all the topic we will cover in this session. Let's start with what is annotation. So annotation is nothing but is a form of a metadata that provide information to a compiler tool or framework during the compile time or the run time without directly affecting the code execution. Means we have seen at the rate override, that is a simple annotation which basically tells that this method is override or not. Similarly, we have at the rate entity for creating an entity class. Okay, at the rate documented, this will tell this method or class should be documented by the Java or JVM. Okay, so that are simply annotation which start with at the rate. Annotation basically start with at the rate. So what are the annotation? Annotation in Java the special markers used to provide the metadata information about the codes like class, method, variable, and parameters. Okay. So first annotation like at the rate override. Okay. We basically when we are doing overriding of the method, then which method we will override, we basically at the rate override is basically kept automatically, or you as a developer you will keep this will tell that this method is basically override. Okay. Then we have at the rate depreciated. So at the rate depreciated tell that this is an old method or this method is basically been replaced by some another method. Then we will basically write at the rate depreciated in place of the method which is basically old. Okay. So these are some example of the famous annotation like at the rate override indicate this method is override. Okay, depreciated means this method is old or being replaced. Suppress warning is basically used to suppress the unused warning, yeah, unwanted warning. That at the rate functional interface annotation we basically use when we want to create a functional interface. Then we have a safe variables, suppress the unchecked warning for the variables. So let me go to the our code. IDE STS. This is a class A, and let me remove first all the things. Okay. Now I will show you the some small code related to the our uh, annotation. Okay. Like we have a depreciated means this is basically an old method. Depreciated means it is basically an old method. So how like you have create one method like a like public avoid avoid test. Okay, this is one method you have created. Okay, and if you, and you have written just by SOUT something something you have printed. Okay. Now, if you and then I will create main method. Okay. An object a1 equal to main a. This is the object of class array where it is written, not here. Inside main method a1 equal to new a. This is the object. Okay. Now, if I write in this method annotation, add the rate de decrease depr depreciated. So you can see as I have annotated this method with depreciated, you can see this cross sign. This is basically shows this method is old. Like now a1 dot test. So this cross sign, whenever you will see this types of sign in the method name, then you should know this is a old method and it should be replaced by some new method in the market. Similarly, you can use a suppressed warning. Okay, uh, like remove this one. Okay, remove this. This is a main method. Okay, in main method, I will create a one list that is a array list. A double R A Y A list. Okay, array is array list. array list L1 equal to new array list. Array list is a type of list basically used to store a multiple data in a single variable. Now we have to import this array list. This array list come basically under the list interface. Now list L1 dot add is basically L1 dot add is basically used to add the data inside this array list. So I have added hello. Currently, you are saying this yellow mark, okay? So this yellow mark, this is unused warning. We can remove this by using suppress SUPRESS warning WARNING and then bracket unchecked. Suppress SU change to suppress warning. Okay. Refresh file writer. I will remove this. In this way, we are basically using the suppressed warning to remove the unchecked warning. Okay. Now, what I will do, okay, this is the suppressed warning. Then we have also a functional interface. We have seen how we are using functional interface for creating a interface, functional interface. We are coming with demo for SRC project of a module. B is a and okay. Now I will create one class, not class or interface. A B C D E E name. This is a just interface. Now I want to change the functional interface. Then I have to write at the rate FUNCTIO and function. Then INTER FAC functional interface annotation. Now this is basically changed into functional interface. Then you have to create one incomplete method for a functional interface. So this is the functional interface. Now these are the different kinds of annotation which we have basically seen. Now moving to our next slide, that is the string. So what is the string in Java? Okay. So string is nothing but so string is a basically a class in Java dot lang package used to represent the sequence of characters. String is nothing but a sequence of characters. You know, in string we basically write the this is a string. This is a variable with the type string name equal to honest. So this is a basically example of the string. We have seen already. So string in a Java is a basically string are immutable means once it is been created, they cannot be changed. This is the point to be noted. In interview, they will ask why the string is immutable. Is the string is immutable or immutable? Then you have to answer the string is a Java. String is a first Java class. The string is immutable means once it is been created, they cannot be changed. So why string is immutable? Reason for security purpose use basically, string are used for networking, file, path, class, loaders. Okay. Immutability ensures they cannot be changed by external code. So that's why a string is basically immutable. Okay. Strings are used for networking, password, string, the path will be of a string format, class loaders, string will be used. That's why a string is basically made as immutable. A string pooling means allows the sharing of a string to save a memory. Mutable string would break this mechanism. Okay, that's why for sharing, when you are sharing the string, so it should be immutable because when the data is shared to someone, if some breach happen, they will uncode your thing, then the security will be breached. So that's why string pooling is also a one type of reason. Then thread safety. Immutable string is in basically immutable. If something is immutable, that is basically thread safe. Okay. And caching of the hash code. Since the value does not change, the hash code can be cached for the performance. Okay. Caching. Caching basically what it means. There will be a temporary memory where the data which is being hit by a user frequently, that will be stored inside the cache memory. Means you have a one main memory, then cache memory. When the users hit some user hit a one button, like I want the list of 10 employee. Okay, yeah, I want the ID of the Anuj. Okay, so basically it will search for the cache memory where the temporary storage is there, where something will be stored. If there is not present, then it will go to the main memory. So that is the caching. Okay, so basically, let me show you with an example. We are generally studying the string. So string is basically a string is basically a class. First thing you have to remember, a string is a class and a string is immutable. Okay. Why it is immutable? Because security, concatenation, and everything. Okay. So string is a class. The object of the basically string is a class, and the object of the string class is the class which is created is immutable. Means you cannot change the value inside the object or cannot be alter or change. Okay, so for creating a string you can write like we have a this is main method. Okay, you can create the string in this way, the string s1 equal to new string string, and what you want to pass x y z. Okay, so this will basically what it will do, it will create one object, one new object every time when we create the string in this with the help of this syntax. Every time will be new object will be created where the value x y z will be stored. Okay, similarly when you write string s2, this is the second object, equal to new string. Okay, bracket x y z. Okay, so this time you see the both the value are same. Both the values x by z are same. But with the help of this syntax string s2 equal to new string, the new every time a new object will be created. Here also new object will be created, and there also s by z is basically stored. Okay, so this way. And then we can one question is s1 equal to s2. Yes, y so will be. Let's check. S1 is equal to S2. Yes, 2. So basically, it will return false. Let me run first. False. It is returning false because in your mind the question is coming in the both the value are same x y z x y z, then why s1 is not equal to s2? S1 is not equal to s2 because here we are comparing the object address and they are different. Because when we create string literals with the help of string literal, string s1 equal to new string xyz, then new object will be created and this will be stored. Similarly, when we create a string s2 equal to new string, this time also a new object will be created and it will store this xyz. So when double equal to basically check the object address. Okay, s1 equal to basically check the object address. So here the object address of S1 is different, object address of S2 is different. So that's why we are getting false here. Okay. But in case of SYSOUT system dot out dot print S1 dot equals S2. This I will run now, then I will get true. This time I am getting the true because dot equals method comparing the value of the string S1 and S2. So here value of the string S1 is XYZ, value of the string S2 is XYZ. So S1 dot equals to basically compare the value. Okay. So let me write double equal to basically compare object address, and this dot equal to basically compare the value. So here the both the value are x, y, z. That's why it is returning true. Okay. It, in this way, basically interview ask you some small coding questions related to the string. Then you should be able to answer. Okay. Similarly, similarly, you can there are few more things I want to tell you because I have when I was giving the interview, uh, I was generally asked many in many interviews they are asking the question related to the string. That's why I am telling you. So if you one more thing like string stri and string s1 equal to Anuj. Okay, this is another way of creating the string. Okay, variable. This is a string variable and string s2 equal to Anuj. Here also, these are the two variable s1, s2, and we have write the same of same value are the same. So here, what will happen here? It will basically when string s1 equal to Anuj I have stored inside s1 variable, it will create one object. It will create one object and store the value Anuj. Okay. Now next time when I will again create a string s2 equal to Anuj, string s2 equal to Anuj, this time it will not create a new object. It will first search in the memory. Basically, the strings are created inside the string constant pool. That is a string object will be created inside a string constant pool, and there it will search is the object with the name Anuj is been already created or not. If the object with the name Anuj already created, it will again it will what it will do? It will just point to this object will point to this object. The object where the name Anuj is already stored will point to it. Okay. And address it. When I create s1 equal to Anuj, that means it will create object with the name Anuj. And when I again write s1 equal to Anuj, then that time it will first search if there is any object with the name Anuj. If it is not created, it will create. If the object is already created and Anuj is being stored, it will just point to that object and store that other object. So this is the one thing. Similarly, similarly, if same thing here, if I write string s3 equal to x, y, z, it will create s3 object and store x, y, z. Now, if I again create a string s4 equal to again x, y, z, this time this in this way of creating the string, it will not create new object. Here the object is created and it store the value x y x y z, and when I again create the s4, and this time it will not create new object, it will search for the object. Is the object is created with the name xyz? If it is created, you just point to this object. Okay. Now the interview question come from here. Is s1 is equal to s2? Then you will say true, because both the object address are same. Similarly, is s3 is equal to s4? It is true because both object derivatives are same. Okay. Or third question, is s1 is equal to s4? that is false because S1 and S4 object address are different. Okay, because the value are different, object address are different. Okay, these are the basic thing. Few more question arise from same here in the string, like similarly, if somebody want to confuse you, it can also create one more question like a string S3 equal to new string and write the same value, that is XYZ. So XYZ, then it will ask you is like it has created the like here also I write XYZ. Okay. Now it will ask you is S1 is equal to S3. Then what is your answer? Uh, The answer will be false. Because why? Because this way of creating the string always create a new object. Okay. And here already the object is created. One object is created. Okay, which is storing X, Y, Z. So that's why S1 is not equal to S3. Okay. This one is not equal to S3. One more thing. Now, like I create this string S1 equal to X, Y, Z. Okay. So one object will be created which is stored X, Y, Z. Now what I will change the string value S1 equal to this string value I want to change as a unknown. Okay. So now what will happen? Basically it will create one again new object and store unknowns. Similarly, if I again change the object name in place of S1, I create a here. Again, it will create one more object. Okay, one more object. Means new object will be created. New object will be created. Okay. So here, when we try to so that does come why string is immutable. When we try to change the value of the string, then the value of the string is basically not changed because when we try to change the value of the string that is x y z, I want to change it to anus. The value of the string is basically not changed. Okay, object this is already created. What happened here? Actually, it will create one new object. I am changing the value to anus. It will create one new object. Okay, one new create one more object and address is basically stored in its reference variable. Okay, so that contact from the first object will be basically broken down. The contact with the first object will be broken down, and now the first object is ready for the garbage collection. Okay, as soon as we create new object with a different value, the contact with the first object basically broke down. It will get the connection to the new object. Okay, and the previous object will be ready for garbage collection. You know what is garbage collection? The unused object basically removed with the help of garbage collector and finalized method. So what is string constant pool? The area where immutable object is basically created. That area is basically called as a string constant pool. Area where the immutable object of the string is basically created. That area is called as the string constant pool. Okay. So that is the basic thing. Now coming to the our now we will see the string buffer builder. Then what is the string buffer? What is the string builder? Okay. We have seen a string. What is a string buffer and a string builder? Okay. So basically the what is string buffer? String buffer is a mutable class. All the method present inside a string buffer are synchronized. String buffer is basically less effective than string builder and consume less memory than string builder. Okay. So string buffer is used when multiple thread are working at the same string. Okay, that is the string buffer. So string buffer is generally a mutable class. Okay, it is basically all the method are uh, sorry. This is a string buffer. So a string buffer is basically immutable class. A string buffer is a synchronized. A string buffer is basically slower than the string builder. String buffer is slower than the string builder. Okay. And it string buffer basically consume less memory than string builder. String buffer is used when the multiple thread are working on the same string. So basically, string buffer and builder are the class used for modification in the string, or string is also called as sequence of character. Means we can append the string, reverse, replace, concatenate, manipulate the strings, yeah, sequence of the characters. Now let's move on to the string builder. So basically, string builder is also a mutable class. String builder is non-synchronized. And what is non-synchronized, we will see in further classes. And what happened here? Basically, string builder is faster than string buffer. Okay. String builder is basically faster. And string builder is used for single threaded movement. Okay. Okay. The string builder and buffer basically used for the manipulation in string. Means you can perform certain operation with the help of string builder. Like you can manipulate, replace, concatenate, and many operation you can perform. Okay. So let me show you some example related to string builder and string builder and buffer. So what happened here? This is a class here. Okay. Now I have to create a main method. Okay. This is a main method. Then for creating a string buffer, we have to write a string buffer first. string string buffer b u double f. Yeah. String buffer str equal to new string buffer. In this way, we are basically creating a string buffer. Okay. Then sysout system dot out dot print str. Okay. And run. Okay. Now what I want to do here I will write my name is Anuj. So we are getting Anuj. Now string buffer and builder I used to manipulate means you can add some Anuj like Anuj Kumar you can add you can manipulate reverse change anything certain operation related to string. So I want to write Anuj Kumar. So str dot append is basically used for adding the things add the thing. So I will write here. Kumar. Okay. And then I will print SYSOUT. Then I will print str object. Now it will give me the concatenation of Anush plus Kumar. So this is Anush Kumar. This is basically the use of string buffer and bundle. Similar, the same thing, the same string. This is a buffer. Now string builder. What is the same? You will do string buffer. Just come this line and come here. string string builder. Will be string builder. str equal to str the same. So here. They both basically perform the same operation. Same in this way, I have created a string builder. str object equal to new string builder means one string builder has been created with the help of this syntax. Then I have added Anuj. Then I am printing this object. Then I will get Anuj. Then I am adding with the help of append keyword. We are generally add the thing inside this str object. Then I will get Anuj Kumar. So this is the basic example of string buffer and builder. Is a buffer and builder basically used for modification in the strings. Okay. So this all for today's classes. We have covered string buffer builder. Why what is string? Why string is immutable? Okay, what are the different ways we can create the string? Two strings are equal or not equal. Two objects of the string are equal and not equal. What are the annotation? This basically interview will ask question related to the string. So that thing I have covered for. Now go home. Remember, practice all things. Thank you. See you in the next session. Bye bye.